I need y'all to understand, this camera is fire. This is the best hybrid camera you can get in 2023. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Andrew Allen, and if you're new here, we talk about photography, videography, editing, tutorials, gear reviews. Honestly, it's mostly gear reviews, but I'm trying to get to the other stuff. Gear reviews just really excite me, and that's why we're here today. So we're gonna talk about the Sony A7IV and my year-long experience with it, and just how much it elevated my business, how much it elevated my photography, my videography. And I won't give all credit to the camera, because you know, it's all on the mind and the visionary, myself, but I'll give a lot of credit to the camera. So let's talk about it. So of course, this wouldn't be a proper gear review video if I didn't show some samples of my photography work and videography work. But since we're in the photography portion, let's get into some of the photography that I was able to capture with this camera. Fire, right? You need, just buy the camera already. Don't even stop watching this video, just go buy it. So we can talk about it. I want us to talk about it. I'm probably gonna make a Sony group. Like I need as much Sony shooters on my side as possible. But the photography on this camera has a 33 megapixel sensor inside, and you can see it in every single one of the photos. It is crisp, it looks amazing, and you can zoom in and crop, and you'll still have an amazing image. Prior to this camera, I've never had a camera that shot above 30 megapixels. I've always had cameras just in the 20s. And before I was like, it's just megapixels. My brand loyalty to Canon, I was like, you know, I'll deal with the 21, I'll deal with the 26. When you get in the 30s, life is rich. You're living large. Your photos is looking, I feel like I do it in every single one of my videos. That's how much I love photography. So good. I feel like the first picture I ever took with it, I was just in love instantly. The dynamic range, the sharpness, colors, everything. I was like, where have you been my entire life? Kind of like one of those moments. I gotta say, I was a little sad when I gave up my Canon, but I have no regrets about leaving Canon since I've been with Sony. And I feel like a lot of people who switch can agree with me. It's night and day. We also have an improved autofocus system in the Sony A7IV with 759 phase detection AF points in the sensor, which is crazy. It'd be all over the screen looking, hunting, eye hunting, just hunting for everything, making sure that you can get a perfect shot. No, there was sort of like a big discussion about whether the colors of Sony can compete with Canon, and I honestly believe that they can, coming from Canon. Listen, at the end of the day, if you're shooting in RAW and you have the rawest file, you can manipulate the colors, the vibrancy, saturation, all these things to your desired look. And at the end of the day, that's really all it's about, your desired look. It doesn't have to look like Canon colors, Nikon colors, whatever it is. But if that's something that you really want and you're like, dang, I don't want to leave Canon because of Canon colors. If you shoot RAW, you can manipulate the colors, get good at color grading. You can have those colors, but with an amazing camera, a lighter system, dual card slots. I know the R6 has dual card slots, but an ecosystem that allows you to have third-party lenses so that you're able to get the full arsenal of looks that you need without going through a hassle. I know Canon doesn't allow Sigma to make lenses for them and yada, yada, yada. And I don't even want to talk about Canon right now. Let's just talk about Sony. But for those who are on the fence about switching, I'm telling you, just do it, you won't regret it. Guys and girls, back me up in the comments. Anyone who's left Canon for Sony, you don't regret it. I don't regret it, and I know you don't. So let them know. Let's talk about the build quality of the A7IV really quick. So the way it feels in the hand, honestly, is perfect. There's enough groove in here for you to get all your fingers in without your pinky hanging off, which is honestly what you need in the camera, because there's been cameras where I've been able to hold it and it's like this, and then you gotta get a extendo grip. That's what I'm gonna call it. I know it's just called the grip, but it extends. This is a grip, so we're gonna call it extendo grip. You gotta get the extendo grip so that your pinky doesn't hang off. And with the A7IV, you don't need that. It's perfectly grooved for the finger and for your entire hand as you hold the camera. Dual card slots, wedding photographers and videographers, backup on backup. It's only really two backups. but honestly, it's way better than one. In 2023, if you're doing any type of serious work, client work, photography, videography, and honestly, anything where someone is paying you, like a client is paying you, you need dual card slot. If one is not catching it, you have a backup. Can't just rely on one card slot anymore. If you're still shooting like that, God bless you. It's time for an upgrade. And if you needed a sign, this is a sign. And this is only one component. It gets better. The LCD screen. I love it. It's perfect for vlogging, getting super low shots to the ground, which I honestly love. It just adds a different perspective and a different angle that you don't really see from most shooters. And if you needed to shoot something like super high up, usually during receptions, I'll have the camera like super high and I'm able to tilt the screen down and know exactly what I'm shooting as I'm shooting it, as opposed to it just being a surprise with a flat screen that doesn't come out. And I'm like this, trying to hover and see exactly what I'm doing. LCD screen, major plus, but it's also touchscreen. So the LCD screen, amazing. Dual card slot, amazing. Grip, amazing. The actual viewfinder itself, the quality is pretty good. I can't believe I did that. All right, view quality is pretty good. It's not the highest resolution, but I'm not a photographer that shoots to the viewfinder anyway. Because the screen is so clear and because it's literally like right there and the image you see there is the image you're gonna get when you take the picture, I don't use the viewfinder at all. Your different shooting modes here and your custom dial modes here as well. I don't know anyone that shoots in priority, aperture, all these different things, or auto. You don't shoot in auto. Professionals don't shoot in auto. So manual is the only one that I'm gonna be talking about. I can look at this wheel and only see M. Nothing else exists other than 1, 2, and 3. Nothing else exists on this. And then here, you have your camera for doing photography. So all these settings are set for photography. And then you come over to your camcorder and that's for video, only for recording video. It's pretty obvious. And then S and Q, which is slow and quick. I don't really use that mode. I just rather slow down in post. People have gotten really good results with S and Q, but I don't use it. So let's talk about the video on this camera. So the Sony A7IV can shoot 4K 60, 4K 24, 4K 30, HD 120, HD 60, HD 30, HD 24. The thing with 4K 60 though, there is a crop. If you're using the 50, that becomes like, I don't know, like an 85. You're not getting your native look when you're shooting in 4K 60. If that's a big deal, you can look into the FX3, A7S3, FX30. Actually, no, FX30 is cropped. So the FX3 or the A7S3 or the A1, we're able to get that clean 4K 60 with no crop. With all the things you get with this camera, I feel like that's a feature I'm willing to sacrifice on. With the A7IV, you get 11 different picture profiles. The picture profile that matters the most is PP8, and that is S-Log3. That's where you're gonna get the most control over your colors in post, control over your colors, your highlights, your contrasts, your shadows is in PP8 because of S-Log3. You get 3 customizable dials, and with each one you can set a different frame rate so that you're not toggling different frame rates while on the job. You can quickly go to 1, 2, and 3. For me personally, I have one set to 4K 24, the second 4K 60, and the third is at 4K 30. Just so I have everything there at my disposal, quick and ready to go, so that I'm not toggling with it while on the job. The video on this camera is amazing. It's honestly super sharp. The dynamic range is honestly more than I could ask for. I can't even imagine what it's like having an FX3 or having an FX30 or FX6. So with videography with this camera, you get 10-bit 422 color, you get S-Cinetone, and you get S-Log3. Honestly, with just those things alone, you're off to a great start with making content in 2023, whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You have an insane amount of range, color profiles to work with in post so that you're able to color grade exactly how you want to. You get incredibly sharp 4K out of this camera that's downsampled from 7K. So it's insanely smooth and insanely sharp. And I keep saying sharp because it really is. Let's talk about the price of the A7IV. The A7IV is going for $2,500. And I feel like for that price, you honestly get a lot of great features. Most cameras aren't even offering at this price point. The dual card slot, S-Log3, S-Cinetone, the LCD screen that's touchscreen and you can tap and focus through the screen. 33 megapixel sensor, 4K downsampled from 7K. You have the incredible lightweight of the camera itself. I mean, honestly, I know $2,500 is a hefty number. For the investment that you're gonna make into this and into your craft or into your business, I feel like it's completely reasonable because you'll make that back in 1 or 2 jobs, maybe 3 jobs, maybe 4, or 5, it doesn't matter. The fact is that you'll have a camera capable of elevating your quality, elevating your business, and bringing you to a place where you feel confident sharing photos, sharing videos. That's what this camera was able to make me do and able to make me feel like I can do. So who's this camera for? This camera is for hybrid shooters, run and gun shooters, people who just do interviews, people who want to use it as a beat cam, people who do weddings, people who do landscape photography, people who do sports. It's endless. Honestly, this camera is for everybody. Has all the capabilities that you need to be able to get the job done and for your clients to be happy, for you to be happy with the results that you give to your clients. A great price point while being extremely light and portable, being extremely sharp and extremely efficient with this autofocus, accurately shooting 99% of the time because of the autofocus in this camera. So Sony, hire me, I'm ready. Let me be an ambassador. I think I got what it takes. But yeah, I truly love this camera. This camera is amazing. It changed the way I do things. It made me excited to pick up a camera again. And I was losing that feeling with Canon where Sony just came in and really just changed that for me. So moving forward, I'm rocking out with the A7IV. I already have 2. I just picked up my second one about a week ago. I couldn't be more satisfied with the results from this camera. So I'm excited to see how many of you guys are gonna pick yours up. Let's talk about it in the comments. Hit me up on the gram. I would love to see all the shots that you guys get with it. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. I think I'm gonna talk about the 50mm next, because this lens paired with this camera is crazy, like crazy. You guys be good. I'll catch you on the next one.